Greetings from Bangkok, Thailand, and welcome to 30 Minutes Promoting Unity and Diversity with Wani Angerer in Moving Cultures. Today, with our guests, we are embracing solidarity. We are embracing diversity. We are celebrating life, and we are also making the statement that we do not agree with intolerance, racism, discrimination, or negativity. We want everyone to know that we believe in the global and universal family. Our guest is from Kenya. She is based in Nairobi, and she is our guest number 232. Her name is Asmita Shah, and I have the pleasure to know her because we have been working together, supporting and understanding our own personal journey and celebrating with others what we call the understanding of a greater source. She's been a very committed volunteer for Faraja Cancer Support Trust for several years. She will tell you more about that. And also she will explain you other projects she is engaged to supporting children in Kenya. So with no more, let's welcome Asmita Shah. How are you, Asmita? Nice to see you.
Hello, Annie. Good morning and musical kisses to you from Kenya.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see you. And yes, a very good morning.
Thank you, Asmita. It's a good afternoon from Bangkok, Thailand. And we are so happy that you have accepted the invitation to talk about your life, your experiences, what had happened during these 2 past years, and what are you doing at the moment. And our first question is, who is Ashmita Shah?
Great. My pleasure and my honor to be on this platform, Rani, with such a vibrant personality, I must say. So I'm Asmita Shah. I'm 56 years old. I was born and brought up in Mumbai. I got my education in Mumbai, a university in Mumbai, and I graduated with honors in the Bachelor of Commerce. Now, at the age of 22, when I was pursuing my post-graduation, I wanted to do further studies in chartered accountancy. So I just completed my entrance exam and I got engaged. And within 6 months, I got married and then I moved to Kenya. In fact, I got married in Kenya, and then since then, I have been in Kenya.
Wow.
Moving to a different country was initially a bit challenging. Though our cultures were the same, I can say our habits were quite different. So I had to adapt to the environment. But eventually, with all the love and support from the family, the friends, and the people here, I think I settled quite well. And I've been here for the past 34 years. And so I can say that Kenya is now home to me. The first thing that when I came here was the language barrier, because Kiswahili was something I had never heard or spoken about. But interesting to note that our house help here helped me go through this process. He taught me verbal communication. And interesting that that is how I learned my language. Though grammatically, I might not be pronouncing everything right, but we do have this understanding that when I say something, they understand, and when they say something, I understand, and I learned the language like that.
Wow, Ashmita, you're
Yes.
talking very important topics about adjustment and starting a life in a new environment. There is a situation that a lot of people have to face either
Yes.
locally or internationally. And I think it's
Yes.
a good way we can actually send some message to any person who is dealing with this kind of we will say, situation. And how do you manage to overcome homesickness and probably loneliness because you were missing your home? You actually left India at a very early, tender age,
Yes,
22 years old.
yes, yes,
Yeah. So
yes,
tell us,
yes.
please.
I will say, from my personal experience, from the person I am, accepting was one of my biggest positive trait, I can say. So always hungry to learn, always ready to learn, always accepting the situation you are in, and then trying to adapt in the best way possible. So getting the best out of the scenario or the situation is you are in is what I have always dealt with.
I think you also mentioned something that is very important, love. When you have
Yes,
people who love you and you love
yes,
somebody or some
yes,
persons, don't you think
yes.
that makes the situation a little bit more easy to handle?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because the person you love can give you your 100%, and that is when you realize that no, there is somebody here who is always there for me, and that makes the journey much more easy.
You also have been working for several years on your interior journey, trying to understand who you are in order to give the best of you to other people. Can you
Yes.
please let us know how that interior journey started and how that is helping you in your life?
Okay, so let me tell you this. Let's start with that I'm a homemaker, Mani. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've always been a very family-oriented person.
Mhm.
I have three sons. For me, my focus in the early years of motherhood was always my children. I
Mhm.
wanted to invest in my children. I think that, when you are raising your children, you are also raising your grandchildren because parents tend to persist. I remember Sadhguru once mentioning that whatever he owes a lot to his mother. So giving yourself in 100% to something that you want is what I have been doing.
Mhm.
And also keeping all your other interests, whether it's personal or professional or social, secondary. So coming out with what you feel that you are giving. And when you give something, you get back more than you give. So
Mhm.
every time you give, every time I have felt that when I do something, nature is providing with so much more. And that is
Mhm.
how my journey has been going on. Also interesting to see that, I had this interest of learning more about health and nutrition. I've always been quite a health conscious person, and I wanted to study more about nutrition. So when my boys were old enough and when they started going to uni, this I can say after 20 years of my marriage,
Mhm.
I decided to take a course on diet and nutrition. I did a diploma in the year 2008. I got
Mhm.
married in 1988. I had my children, all my three children, quite early. So the initial years were just with them, yeah, being with them at school, whether it's at their sports event, whether it's at any cultural programs, whether it's about parents, teachers. But I always felt that my support or me being around even made them, the kids, more, um, they felt that love and that connection, and that
Mhm.
they got more interested, thinking that yeah, my parents are there for us, taking care and taking interest in what we do. So the progress also, I think, was better for them.
Exactly.
Um,
Uh,
yes. So
Ashmita,
yes,
Ashmita, you were talking that thanks to the time you dedicated to your kids and family for 20
yes,
years,
yes,
opened the windows and the doors for your career as a nutritionist, because you are a nutritionist, official nutritionist. Even if you do it on
mm-hmm.
volunteer basis, you give a lot
Yes,
of assessments for a lot of people on that topic. What
yes,
can you tell us about your experience and how do the population you work with take your assessment?
yes. So let me tell you a bit about what happened after my diploma. In the year 2010, I came across an institution called Faraja Cancer Care Trust Support. You are aware of what Faraja is. So Faraja actually in Kiswahili means comfort. And it was started by Shaira Adam Ali. Faraja aims at giving emotional, physical, and healing support to people who have been diagnosed with cancer. So the main objectives of Faraja is to create more awareness among the people, to try and be an information hub for cancer people. They even provide financial support for people who can't afford treatment, and they give complementary therapies like Reiki, yoga, nutrition, pranic healing, body talk, personal counseling, and things like that. So my role here is understanding the people's dietary requirements and trying to guide them towards healthier eating habits. Yes, and another thing I also do, Vani, I think of late I've been concentrating more on a place called Tumshangilieni. Tumshangilieni Toto is a school that was founded by an actress, late actress Anne Wanjugu, in the year 1994. Now, she started it as a aim to support the street children. She wanted to empower the street children. So this Changilia was continued even after she passed away. And Changilia's aim is to help the street children and also children from the other economically challenged background to get some education and to get back, integrate with the Kenyan society so that they are able to stand on their feet and they're able to become independent.
Yes, and this is one of the points that I wanted to highlight. You
Yes.
mentioned at the beginning that when you are offering your support, your assistance, without any kind of interest, everything comes back to you multiplied. And
Yes.
I have seen that, you know, you actually introduced moving cultures to Changiliani and Toto. And we have an amazing partnership with them, you know, bringing different artists and mentors and activities that we organized. They were one of our key participants. And, and as you said, we gain so much from each other because moving culture has the opportunity to learn from the kids and also to understand their perspective of life and how arts and humanity has changed the community, because it's not only about the school. Ashmita, you see unity and diversity as a role influence in your activities. What can you tell us about a diverse society?
Okay. Before we talk about that, Vani, can I tell you more about Tumshangilieni? Because
Please.
I want that awareness to be created among the people on this platform, and any sort of assistance will be grateful to them.
Exactly.
Okay?
Please let us know.
Yeah. Okay. So Shangiliani has the following departments. Let's start with that. At the moment, there are 205 children who are studying there. Out of the 205 children, 176 children stay there. It is home for them. So their shelter, their food, their clothing, their medical care, everything is taken care of. There's a matron there who takes care of them. And obviously, they also need the love and the support. Yeah. There is kindergarten, children as young as 2-3 years old are also there. So there's a kindergarten there, there's a primary school, and the primary school students, they give the KCPE, which is the Kenya Certificate Primary Education, And once they come through, finish through that, they go to the secondary. There's also facilities for secondary. In fact, recently, yesterday, day before, were the KCPE results that came out. And I'm happy to say that the Changilia students have performed quite well. Number of students, I would say about 60-61%, yes, have attained good grades. So that is a progress, and that is a thing that you feel happy about. So once the children finish primary, there is also secondary for them. And at the moment, there are 63 students who are in the secondary. After the secondary, they provide them with college and university. So students who excel have the opportunity to go to colleges, universities. And also there is some vocational training guidance. So this is generally done by social workers. And I think it's good because children can make decisions of what they are interested in and what probably they would want to do in their future.
Exactly.
Yes. And then one interesting thing that Changilia has is a skate park. I think it's the only skate park in Kenya. And the beauty about this is they allow children or people from all communities to come there and use the skate park. So this is also like we are trying to bridge the gap between the between different communities or different cultures or people from some different backgrounds.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning that, there is also a strong support from the German community and also from the US communities and other countries who engage with Tumshangilieni and Toto. What can you tell us about that?
Okay, so actually 75% of the funding is still coming from Germany. And 25% now Changilia is trying to finance itself, trying to be self-sufficient. But the aim of Changilia is to become more self-sufficient. So they have these projects like they want to become ecologically sustainable. So they have their farms where they are growing their own vegetables. Children are learning there from that, and they're also getting some organic, healthy meals there. They also breed hens. So they're getting a varied diet, and any excess is also sold locally. So that, again, that finances the project. Then there is performing, okay, Rani.
Yeah, just about the farm. I just noticed the other day that you had a new kitchen.
Yes.
It was set. Yeah, it's amazing. What can you tell us about that project with the kitchen?
The new kitchen project has come up recently with some donations from people. And I think that has given the children more, actually, Vani, the kitchen project, I was not involved. I don't know much about what has happened,
details.
But I do know that it is providing them with good meals, and meals are being done with new equipments, and that is helping them. Yeah. And also there is this performing arts there. So children are learning music. There is a brass band. There's also dancing. There's lap dancing. There's acrobats. Yeah. So when we are talking about Germany and America, kids have gone to America to perform. They have gone to Germany to perform. Yeah. And during Kenya's Independence Day, the 50th Independence celebration, the children were asked to perform. And so that is, again, financing the project. And it's a very good way of, exposing the children to different places and different cultures.
Yes, in communities. Ashmita, can you tell us how do the children manage their life in Changilia? Because some of them live there on permanent basis, and some of them actually can go home every day, right, and come to the school. How is the day environment for a kid, waking up in the morning? What are the responsibilities? How is the situation run?
You'll be surprised, Vani, when you go there. You will see that all the children are very well dressed. They are in their uniforms. In the morning, they know that they have to, like, brush their teeth. Their beddings are all done. They have their clothes packed in the bags, and they're ready to get in the class. So they're very well mannered and well organized. And obviously there is help around there. But from the way I look at it is that the children are very disciplined and they are quite interactive.
There is a high density neighborhood where the Changilia and Toto is located. What can you tell us about that?
So in that neighborhood, there are so many children from that neighborhood who actually use the school. So they are getting access to the school and they are getting educated, where I think they might not have had access to anything like that. So Changilia is also helping the local community by taking in the children from the neighborhoods and allowing them or giving them a chance to study.
Okay, so there is integration taking place.
There is integration.
Integration taking place. And what is happening with the inclusion of children with special needs, special talents in the school?
Yes. So I want to talk about that. So when I go to Changilia, like I do reading with them, I do writing with them. Sometimes we just do some singing. Sometimes we play some games. Sometimes we do some breathing exercises. So there are different activities which we tend to do. And I'm generally with children who are about 7 to 10 years old. Yeah. Now there is this one special child. He's called June, Christopher June. Actually, I have some sort of attachment to that boy. He has difficulties reading and writing, but whenever he sees me, he comes running to me, he hugs me, and that is a very special feeling. So I try to sit with him. I try to make him write whatever he can, and I have seen that there is some progress. And he's willing to do it. He's willing to do something. So yes, that is a very very happy thing and a satisfying thing for me.
Yes, and I know there are some of the students who have some physical restrictions, probably not all their body parts, but they're also integrated into the activities and the artistic scene and all the things that are happening in the school every day. What do you know about these special kids?
These special kids are really taken care of. There are social workers who come and interact with them. I've seen so many children, like they have exchange programs. So teenagers, young kids who come there, who interact with them, who sit with them, spend their time, teach them, play with them. They also have a football ground. So in fact, I was telling my boys that you should also go and play with them and interact. And yes, it would be something interesting.
Yes, exactly.
Children are getting so much love, and I would want more people, more support, and more love for them.
And now that you're mentioning this, how people can engage in volunteer work in Changilia, what they can do, how would you recommend them to come across you?
Okay, I would say if you have time, I think time is the best investment. If you have time, please come and give your time, whether it's an hour or it's a half an hour or whatever you can, any time of the day, any time of the year, whenever possible. Please come and see what the children are doing. Please come and support them. If you can support them with your time, support them with whatever you have, support them with your abilities, and try to be a part of that, interact with them, because at the end of the day, what we are doing is making a better community. And the future generations, if they are educated and they are they get more love and care, then the world is going to be a better place.
Yes, and
I would invite everyone to come and have a look at Changilia, or there is a website there they can see, and even any financial support will always be appreciated.
Yes, and like you said, helping other people is actually helping helping us.
Yes.
Sometimes we believe that we are doing something for the others, but we are simultaneously are getting a benefit of the relation. Let me bring to the
Yes.
screen some images so we can talk about experiences we have together.
Okay.
Well, this is the photo of the conversatory
Yes.
today. And you have been very active in our campaigns, you know, to
Yes.
raise awareness about breast cancer. And also you're very active in the International Women's celebrations that we actually run every year.
Yes.
You were one of our guests in one of the festivals we had in Nairobi, and you did a very educational and insightful presentation about nutrition. How you felt in that event, Ashmita, talking to us about these topics that are so relevant in everyone's life?
Yeah, when we talk about nutrition, you know, Vani, nutrition is such a vast subject. It is such a varied subject. I can start by telling you about my experiences in Faraja. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Yes. So in Faraja, you know, we come across people from different backgrounds, and our culture determines our cuisine generally. Yeah. So when we interact with them, we try to understand what their cuisine is like, what the dietary requirement is like, and then accordingly, you devise a plan for them to eat something which is more healthy. Now, you know, it's not only about the food you are eating, it's also about how you are preserving the food, how you are cooking the food, where have you got the food from, how you are washing your food. All these things play a very important role when we are making a meal, right? And I try to also use my Indian culture in educating them about good foods that can boost your immunity. I can give you a simple example of yogurt. Now, why I'm choosing yogurt is because yogurt is made from milk, and milk is something that is used in every culture in some form or the other. Yeah, well, for people who are lactose intolerant, we have options. Yeah, but for people who can take milk, yogurt is something which is actually very beneficial for you. Yogurt is a probiotic. It's good for your gut bacteria. It has a lot of proteins. It has calcium. It has vitamin B2. It has vitamin B12. So for vegetarians, you know, yogurt is a good source of B12. So I make my own culture. And when I come across people who feel that, or who say that, you know, they buy ready-made yogurt, I would always go back to them and then I teach them how to make yogurt. It's a simple process, and once you get it, I think you can make your own yogurt. So I give them the culture, I give them the, sorry about that. I give them the culture, I give them the procedure, how to do it. And then once you've made your yogurt, you can use that same yogurt as a culture for making more. So now this becomes more economical and affordable, right?
Fantastic.
Yes.
And healthier, you know, at the same
And
time.
healthy as well. And when I get a feedback from people saying that, you know, we have made this and thank you, and now we can make our own yogurt, I think it feels satisfying.
Yeah, you're here in Magoso, also one of our Moving Cultures Partners projects,
Yes.
visiting and also partnering with other members of our community like Magdi and Shirab and special guests.
Yes.
What was happening
Yes.
there, Ashmita?
Here we had come for, I remember you were there as well, and we had somebody coming over for this, what was it? A music
Music
it a
therapy.
musical?
Yeah, music
Yes,
therapy
it was a
program.
Yes, it was a music therapy program, and we were with the children there doing the music therapies, and it was a very interesting project that we were in there. And for me, it was the first time I was in Kibera, thanks to you and thanks to Madhvi, and it was an eye-opener and a learning thing for me. Yes, but unfortunately, I've not been able to go to Kibera that often, though I would love to. But this was something, it was an eye-opener, yes.
Okay. This is when you introduce us to Changiliani and Toto.
Yes.
And here we are with Connie from Germany, and we have Catherine was coordinating the programs there in that time. And we have Henry Wanjala, who is also one of our partners, and Matt B. Talk to us about the lady who is with you, who was a member of Changilia.
So I got introduced to Changilia, and the first lady I met was her. She took me over to this place, and she's like, look, we do this and this and this, and would you be interested? I said, yes, I would be very much interested. I'm looking for something where I can give my time. Giving donations and giving other things, yes, is one thing, but I wanted to be with the children. I wanted to experience being around with them. And so I would thank her for allowing me to get into the process. And then, yes, I had to go through the admin, and they were very welcoming to me. And that is how I got into this. Okay. And I knew that you were the person who would actually promote Changilia to a more, big global
community.
Global, yes. So I really wanted you to come and see there, and it happened.
Yes, we did amazing things. We're going to go through the images of Changilia. We have only 8 minutes to finish this conversation, so people can see what you were talking about, the acrobatics performances. This is the entrance. I don't know if it has changed, or we still more or less the same.
It is the same.
This is the big theater they have.
Arena in the center, where they do the performing arts.
It's beautiful. The classrooms are on the sides. Here you are with one of the students. Yes.
This is Christopher June I'm talking about.
Yes. Here he is. Then you are here with the kids, doing some reading and sharing time and moments. Very beautiful. And they are very engaged with you.
They are very engaged. This was a storytelling session, and they were very engrossed.
Very engaged.
Yes.
Ashmita, please give us a message to close this beautiful conversation and encounter. It's so nice to see you after all these years, and definitely looking forward to see you if you join us for the exchange of knowledge in Faraja on the 9th of April. I'm going to be there visiting you for a brief time, and I think it would be nice to get together again.
Yes, Rani, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to being. Yes.
Thank you. What message you will give on diversity, on participation, and also on inclusion?
Okay. First, I would like to quote Michelle Obama. She has said, like, becoming is not about arriving somewhere or achieving something. It's like a forward motion. It's a means to evolving, and it's a way to continuously reach towards a better self, right? Now, I would want to tell the young generation of today that always have discipline in life. Try to have a routine in life. When you have a routine, then you start creating a habit, because with the routine, you get motivation. Habit is like an invisible thread, but the more you repeat it, you make strands which become stronger. Yes. Everyone has a unique talent, so we need to explore our talent and work towards it. We also need to take responsibilities for our actions. You need to be positive, you need to be affirmative, and yes, you have to have a sense of gratitude of where you come from and where you are and what you are doing. Yeah. I will say that success is not final. Failure is not fatal, but it is your courage to continue that counts.
Ashmita, thank you. Thank you so much for promoting unity and diversity. Like I said at the beginning, I know you and I see the love you put in everything you do and all the causes you are engaged, and also in every person you touch and you meet, including me. So thank you so much. I embrace you from Bangkok and looking forward to give you a physical embrace in Nairobi. And once again, sending you musical
I
kisses.
embrace you, lots of kisses, and waiting to see you soon, Wani.
Thank you,
Thank
Ashmita.
you.
Thank you for
It
your
was a
time.
lovely time. It was a lovely time. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.